Recording now too.
So it's fish.
It's fish. Fish and
Poisson.
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 Poisson. It's no sense at all.
What do you mean?
It's literally written like the word poison with an
Oh.
extra S.
It's got an extra S.
Chase. I'll bring that up when we were talking about it. That's fun. It's great. It's good. Oh, I got another. Oh, okay, great. So
What was bird in French? 'Cause
So
bird is another one.
poison, I think in French,
Warsaw.
poison would be poison, where as opposed to poisson.
Oizo.
Like it be since it's only a single S, it's more of a Z sound.
Wezo. Wezo is bird. That's bird.
Oiseau.
Wezo. It's literally written Oiseau. It has
Oiseau.
all the Tiene todas las vocales. Jesus, I can't say that in English now.
It doesn't have Y in it.
Dude,
Y
it
is
has
sometimes a vowel.
It has A
Look,
E
mira,
I O U.
amigo.
All in the same letter.
This is Vanguard, not linguistics. Okay. At 40:30, we hit recording.
oh, time is. That's what I'm missing. Hold on.
All right. At 40:45, we hit the record live.
I have a lot to do. It's hard to keep up.
It's hard. Oh my
Cause
goodness.
it's hard out here. All right,
In
wait.
Japanese. All right. Wait, hold on. Let's
What
do
is
the 40:45.
45.
40:45.
Like 50 41 for the clap.
Okay. That I can do that. Okay. Cole, why are you still waiting?
I did. I clicked. I clapped.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just too fast for my camera because my lighting's not great. So
How
it's
to reach to turn
slow.
cards side.
Maybe.
There are like a bunch of different number systems in Japanese. That's what makes it problematic. Like it depends on what you're counting that determines what number system that you use.
Okay.
But I think
So it's not based on the three different dialects. Is it 3 or is it more?
no, they're not
Hiragana,
dialects.
katakana.
You're thinking about the scripts.
The scripts. yeah.
Hiragana, katakana, and romanji or whatever.
And
Those are like
yeah.
the way it's written. It's not how it's pronounced.
Oh, okay.
But like ichini, sanchi, that
Yeah.
go
Ichi,
that
ni, san.
is like
Yeah.
one way of counting. But it's like literally like if you're I don't remember exactly what it is. I remember I watched a program on NHK World one time, but it was like if you're counting animals, you use one set of numbers, but if you're like counting food, you use a different set of numbers.
interesting.
So weird. So weird.
Okay, we had a lot of pre-conversation shutdowns because we needed to get this stuff onto the podcast
Yes.
because this is the program that generates income that puts money into Victini's little perfect mouth.
There we go.
Into Yoshi's belly so he can keep plopping out those eggs
Yep.
on demand for Mario. For Sharktar, which I'm not even sure what program Sharktar is from, but that's a Cole McCune.
It's from Bakugan.
Is it, okay. The only Bakugo I know
I know. It's for My Hero.
is My Hero Academia. He made me proud. If you haven't seen it, I won't spoiler it for you, but he made me proud.
Okay, then don't spoil it. Thank
Even
you.
though I'm not a Bakugo fan. All right. I mean, I don't know who go. Alan, you go first. You
What?
had your issue to discuss.
Oh, I just how every time we record and Gitalini is not here because he's doing Warcraft, and I just wanted to give him crap about it.
Oh, This is.
Because
I was actually
Gittolini is
going to
my
suggest that
match.
we need to start recording at some other time because for some reason Tuesday night just seems to be like the apex of misery for the three of us. We're always just in such terrible moods on
I
Tuesdays.
know. No, but my match for the week. And
Mm.
I was like, we can do it after the podcast. He's like, no, I have Warcraft. And then it's like, well, I can't do it
Oh
tomorrow because I
no,
have
I mean,
egg.
but we've known this for years, right? That
I know,
that
but we like
Tuesday
giving
night
him
is
grip.
raid night, and then you say, "Oh, Pokemon Go," and you're like, "No, he's like OG Warcraft,
I know,
like
Yeah.
right?
not even current Warcraft. It's like reboot of original Warcraft. What? How? Look,
Whatever. In another
folks.
note, in another note, um, my X-wing locals are starting tomorrow, which
Hey.
has me extremely excited about
Are you going to
tomorrow.
Huzzah?
Yeah, I mean,
Nice.
it's been the only thing I've been able to think about all day. I've gone through my hundreds of lists saying, okay, what can I take tomorrow to play? And it's like, it's crazy. I want to play like five different things because it's like, oh, new ships. Oh, I need to try them. No, this, that, no, what,
You
no.
can only play one.
And you can only play. You normally get to play maybe 2 to 3 games. I mean, every game lasts for an hour. So yeah. And honestly, people say,
This
"Oh, an
game
hour,
sounds miserable.
an hour." That sounds like so much time, but it goes by so fast.
Well, yeah, right. If it's exciting,
Mhm.
right, it goes by fast.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I don't know. For me, it goes fast. You normally a game can last anywhere from like like 5, 6, 7 turns, depending. Like the first 2 turns, you don't do anything other than approach your opponent, and then after that, all hell breaks loose. So. But yeah, no, I'm super excited. X-Wing starts tomorrow, and I need to put in all my new ships into my fishing box, into my tackle box, so that I can take them all with me. Because right now I'm looking at my decks, and look, I have one right here. So I need to take them all out and make sure they're all in my tackle box, so I can use them tomorrow.
I'm sorry, I just have to get that just
Fix that big
Our,
T.
our audio listeners aren't going to be able to understand what's happening, but it's still not perfect. But we're just going to leave it at that.
I mean, if they watched us
Cole,
live, they could see all this
I know
glory.
Tuesday nights, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. I don't know why I say that because I keep perpetuating the thought that Eastern is superior to Central.
It really
7:30
is.
p.m. Central. You
It
can
really
watch us
is.
live, twitch.tv/drive_check.
Oh,
Cole,
cool.
what was your commentary?
I had locals yesterday, last night, and
And you won.
no, I went 2-2. I played Virina, which I hadn't really played the deck before. It was very fun
Do you have
deck.
a complete Virina build?
I'm missing one Valiente right now, but like 3 works just fine. It's not it as long as you got the 4 arcs, you're pretty much okay. The like, Valiente is just like a beat stick basically.
Well, now, since we were practicing our counting skills prior to the official recording of this program, what if what if Virina is French and it's Valiant?
Valiant.
Virina
Hmm,
Valiant.
I don't
I
know.
have one Valiente that I may be able to
Oh, and
surrender.
he goes right back into Valiente. You know,
It's Spanish, and I
It's
like it.
Spanish. Come on,
Valiente.
it's
It's Vairina
brave.
Valiente. Vainilla Valiente. Um, I'll be happy to probably part with it. It should be okay. I
Okay.
have 4 arcs. I have 4 arcs, but I only have one Valiente.
Oh no, you keep the Valiente then. I got a guy who's got who just opened a case, and so I'm gonna pick what I need from him. So don't worry
Okay.
about it.
oh, but Cole, I think I've got Valiente, and
But Will got some stuff that I need because I still need that facade or fasado.
Fasado,
I
yeah.
do have Fasado, but don't I need Fasado for Hexa Orb?
You
You
do
need
indeed.
fasado, and every Catter Sanctuary deck is like insane.
You probably need it in Shadow Paladin.
Yes.
Shadow Paladin.
What? That's we'll
What?
get
What
we'll
am
get
I
to
doing?
that.
I'm not
Talking
playing
about?
Shadow Paladin.
We'll get to that in a little bit. But so I had locals, and we went back to dude, Valiente's so pretty. We went back to, instead of like double table space apart, now we're back to single space tables, and it's so weird because it hasn't been like that in like over a year, and I forgot that the tables could actually separate.
Oh my god.
Well, I'm still in the
Okay, when you
when
say
I walk into a place, I don't know, is this a mask place? Is this not a mask
Yep,
place? I mean,
what,
I just mask anyways,
mask up
but
yep,
anyway.
when in doubt, mask. So you're saying they had like two 6 foot tables like joined on the long side,
Uh,
and that's how you guys were
joined
playing?
joined on the short side to make it more of a square instead of like two
Almost
really
square.
long.
square.
Sorry. I guess no.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
the long
six
side.
feet, 6 feet distance. Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
long side. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah,
Like combined, like sandwiched
weird.
together, like literally like two pieces of bread, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it was. Um, and so that was interesting. But I had
Eh,
two matches that I would like to speak about.
Go
okay.
for it.
One I was playing against we call him Tan Shirt or Ben, and he was playing Control Bastion, and I over triggered him because I'm playing Virina, so my Vanguard restood, and he damage checked his over trigger, which was really
Oh
weird.
my god.
Mm, mm. It's not weird. It's a percentage chance
It's a
possibility.
percentage chance possibility, but how that worked out
Very
was really
minuscule
really interesting.
percentage chance.
Yeah. And then the last game of the round I played against Chase, and I over triggered to win game two, but then I lost in game three because I bricked so
Oh, is
hard.
that why over triggers were a mistake?
Yeah, that's why he's saying that. But like, I had so much fun at locals. It was a really good time. Um,
Nice.
but yeah,
Well,
Nice.
I mean, I know. I've done it myself, and
yeah.
I'm like, it's so great to play with people in person.
Well,
And even if they're the most annoying, aggravating people, it's still great to play with people in person.
yeah.
So let
V.
me give a special shout
Okay.
out to our listener. You guys know them as Teeter. Please, can we play in person? Please. I will go to you. Can we play in person? That's for one special listener. Everybody else pretend that last minute didn't happen
Didn't
whatsoever.
happen.
Oh, so what decks are you guys playing right now? I know Will was playing it on Hexor, but what are you maining right now?
I mean, still Aurora Valkyrie
Mm. Mm-hmm.
because I haven't put anything else together. Although I did pull an SP Eugene, which is obviously an indication that I should be playing
The best deck.
Drag Raiders because that's how that works.
That's yeah. That oh, man. Alan, what are you playing? Then I'll go into what I wanted to
The only
mention.
thing that I mean, I played Byrina when I went with Will to Gritty Goblin games. And then for my last match last month, I played Bastion. Bastion is very helmet. It is such a helmet deck.
Grip it and rip
Put
it.
cards down, swing
You have
for.
complete Bastion, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I do. The only thing I'm missing is like two Fasados, but I honestly I would like to have them, but I can wait until it dies down a little bit.
Oh.
Mm.
Uh, and then it probably won't die down ever because it's like a super needed card, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't wanna buy it right now.
Yeah. So
And um I built Magnolia a couple days ago because that's really what I wanted to play, but I didn't like I was waiting for the split to arrive so I could get the rest of the cards that I needed.
that's fair. Fair. So those of you at home who don't understand the term helmet deck, it's basically not a lot of thought process has to go on. You kind of just throw cards down and they sort themselves out basically. So
Yeah. I
that's what they
mean,
mean by
it
that.
does okay, so it's not as simple as it sounds. The main resource you need is soul. The only way to soul is to add the soul in that deck. It's mostly with Rafluke, which is the grade 3 trial deck guy.
Yes.
Soul is your main resource because you need soul for Dark Strain Dragon, which is the card that allows your grade 3s to boost.
Mm-hmm.
Once that card does not pop, your deck becomes very, I don't want to say it becomes inefficient, but it's not hitting as hard as it should.
So,
And
but I mean,
that deck does not run boosters at all.
the, the, the big difference is like Bastion as a helmet deck, yes, you need to get the pieces onto the field that you need. Once you have the pieces you need on the field, it's just like big numbers hit, big numbers hit, big numbers hit.
Yep.
As
It's an Unga
opposed,
Bunga deck. Unga Bunga.
yes, as opposed to Zorga.
Sorga.
Zorga is
Yeah.
not a helmet deck
Not at
because
all.
every time you alchemagic, you have to think through which are the orders, in what order
And the
do I need
cost.
for this situation, and how is this going to impact my opportunities down the line?
Yep.
Yeah. I was playing a little bit of Zorga before the local tournament, and I don't like my Zorga list. Something's not working, and B, I realized I need to be thinking 2 turns ahead. And that's something that
Totally agree.
I haven't had to do in a Vanguard deck before. So like it's a whole different like thought mentality because I need to have specific orders in my hand, and I need to have specific orders in my drop zone, because you
Yep.
resolve from your hand first and then your drop zone. So you don't want to use the one that gives power from your hand first and then call something afterwards. Like it's
That's why we need to start getting into the talk about the next set that's coming out, because it's like, here's this particular weakness of Aurora Valkyrie fixed. Here's this particular issue
I
with
know.
Dude.
Zorga
It's
Wow.
dude, it's
Not even joking. It's amazing. The cards that have been revealed, it is so amazing.
yeah.
All right, get
Everything
us
that
through
they've
Vanguard
done.
Zero, Alan. Get us through
All
Vanguard
right.
Zero. We
We
gotta
got a
pay
lot to
credence
talk
to
about.
the online game.
Yep. So for Vanguard Zero, the new victory point season started. It's called Enchanting Dragon Tamer, and I'll give you one chance to guess what the card is. If you don't know who the Dragon Tamer is, you should not be playing this game.
Is it
Except for new people. The people that are starting in the era, it's fine. Everybody else
Broken
is gonna
Heart Jewel Knight Reverse Ashley?
Ashley
Jewel
Reverse.
Knight of the Broken Heart Reverse Ashley.
Yeah. Ashley Reverse. No, it's Silver Torn Dragon Tamer Lukier, the real waifu of
Lukier.
Vanguard. The real waifu. The art for
Mm.
it looks awesome. It really
Mm-hmm.
does. The SP alt art, it looks very good.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that started this week, yeah, today. It's a new banner for called. It's a dual banner, so it's like 2 banners called Divas Duet. It includes supports for Dimension Police, Pale Moon, Bermuda Triangle, and Aquaforce. But they have a banner, so they separated it into basically 3 banners. One is um, blank, like blank in French,
Blanc.
and
Blanc is the word for white. We are really doing our language
yep.
lessons
And
this
then
evening.
it has the blanc, and then it has the noir.
The black and white. Oh wait.
Noir,
Oh, is
yeah.
it because you're doing like the black and white versions of
Yeah,
the?
so it's the
Uh,
same. It's gonna be the same card, but one art is gonna be like white, and the other art is gonna be like in a
It's for-
black.
Kind of like a Weiss and a Schwartz.
Oh,
Hmm.
interesting. So this is for Bermuda Triangle with their the duos, right?
Yes, mostly for Bermuda Triangle cards. Yes, actually only for Bermuda Triangle cards. Um, so it's the same card. It's the same ability. It's just a different artwork.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they also so they have those two, blank and noir, and then they have one called obviously Divas Duet, which includes cards from both blank and noir. So whatever you want to pull out of, honestly. They did have an event that is running today, June 1st, but I think it's just for the launch of the set. I don't know. I couldn't find if it actually is going to run after that.
Mm.
And it was basically to gauge which one of the 2 sides was better, I guess. And honestly, I don't. Bermuda Triangle is not my friend.
Yeah.
They did add cards, like new cards in Zero, which I don't think it's cards that exist outside of Zero, but I may be wrong. I need to research it a little bit more, so I may errata myself
Who?
next week.
What cards?
So for Bermuda Triangle, they did Duo Petite Etoile, Peace, So like peace, literally
Yeah,
peace.
yeah.
Prism Duos Lani, Duo Kelpie Jockey, Jockey. Oh,
No, they
Jesus.
definitely exist.
They do. So they're cards that exist. Okay.
Yeah. Ooh, what?
All right. So I don't have to worry about myself next week. Thank you, Cole.
There you go.
Welcome.
Duo Kelpie Jockey Serdaria, Duo True Sister Mir, Duo Temptation Right.
Oh,
Those are for Bermuda
yeah,
Triangle.
cause Mir is in the last Bermuda V series set. Mir
Yeah,
used those little chocolate
Mir
heart.
gifts or
Yeah, the
something
Mir
like
gift
that. Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
All right, and then Pale Moon got Silver Torn Beast Tamer Emil, Silver Torn Assistant Selma, and they got the second best waifu in the whole game, Silver Torn Dragon Empress Venus Lukier.
So
But I think
apparently,
Venus Lukier, I don't remember if Venus Lukier was already in the game, which I believe she was not. But I could be
uh,
wrong.
But shouldn't they be up to Lukia Reverse at this point? Because
They
they're
they
doing all
are.
the
So I
reverse
do believe
units?
I do believe so I think Dragon Empress Venus Lukier was the stride.
no, what was it? Was she? Here, we'll
Let
just.
me research that like the quickest thing ever. But so that we don't have that air.
That,
Okay. While Alan is looking that up, I am completely caught up on the anime. I watched the episode where Yu Yu gets sick
mm-hmm.
and his sisters and mother are all out at a spa
Hot spring
resort.
spa
They're
thing.
not home. So Danji takes him back to his place because Danji is a very caring person, as we've seen from previous episodes, where he basically will do anything for anybody because he's a fool. Um, and then he gets healthy, but in this circumstance, a certain character named Megumi gets mad jealous
Mad
that
jelly.
Danji is paying so
What?
much attention to Yu Yu
My goodness.
because, spoiler alert, her 1 year anniversary of playing Vanguard is coming up, and she has a special connection with Danji for her 1 year anniversary of playing Vanguard. And she thinks the gentleman that she refers to as Big Brother or Bro, who she secretly wants to date, which, in my opinion, you should not refer to that person as Bro. That just
She put
seems
him in
like
the
a
she put
poor.
him in the family/friend zone.
Exactly. She's afraid that he's forgotten this important day.
Oh my god. So much
I will
drama.
say the Yu Yu is Sick episode featured some intriguing representations of the characters that, while realistic,
Mm-hmm. Did we need to see
are
it?
not what I expect to see in a Vanguard cartoon.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And throughout this new version of the Vanguard anime, it is always a joy and a pleasure to hear the characters speak English.
Oh my god. It's so bad. It's so bad.
Oh.
All right. So quickly, Dragon Empress was actually a grade 3 cross ride unit.
Yeah.
Limit Break 4. The one that I'm talking about is Dragon Master Venus Lukier, and there were two. There was like Mystique Lukier and Venus Lukier, Silvertron Dragon Master Venus Lukier. But those were the strides. This was just a grade 3, and it's new into the game. So there you go. That's all.
There
Okay.
you go.
And in a closing statement on the cartoon, now I can't remember the exact name of the restaurant. I know they have a big number 8 because 8 is
Yeah.
a lucky number, but it's like Haban,
It's like
Haban,
he cheese. Yeah. No, there's an H and
something like
Chan.
that.
Yeah.
must be the Golden Corral of ramen shops.
They went in at night and came out when the sun was rising, and
Coming
then
up.
went back in.
Yes.
So they were up the entire night, and then went to get.
Because and you know what? I will give them credit. I will give them so much credit because if you think about it, this is the true card fight Vanguard experience. This is Will and Allen playing Vanguard League Sunday night, having a holiday the next time, getting Tikudan Korean fried chicken
Oh yes, at
afterwards,
like 10
and
o'clock at
spending
night.
2 hours in there eating awful, unhealthy fried chicken, talking about playing Vanguard, or when I mean not Vanguard, so maybe TCG in general experience, but like
Yeah,
going to a Magic pre-release and going to IHOP for hamburgers afterwards or beforehand or
Oh,
whatever, and just
yep,
like every
yep.
single time.
there's an IHOP that opened up just down the road from my locals. So
Yeah, but it's
They're
no Waffle
24
House, so
there's a Waffle
24
House
hour.
also pretty close, but the Waffle House made me sick
I
last
have
time.
been to Waffle House in Cincinnati. So
This is in Kentucky, so it's not in Cincinnati.
that's fine. There is no Waffle
The,
House. The closest Waffle House for me is in Missouri, which is about an 8-hour drive. So that's not going to happen anytime soon. Anyways, this is a Vanguard podcast. I just want to say props to whoever's currently producing the cartoon for their authenticity in
correct.
the true card fighters experience.
And I will say I really enjoyed the Tamari and Megumi interactions. That was quite funny.
It was funny, but I kind of expect Tamari to be as a manifestation of my characteristics.
So
Let me take that
mature
back. She's
and
completely
dark.
accurate. Yes.
Mature, dark.
No, I'm just showing up at Alan's work and I'd be like, "Are you?" No, no. Cole, news me up. Come on,
Well,
we got to make progress here. We're already half an hour in here.
so
Yeah,
here's the thing:
correct.
nothing happened, and then that's it. There's nothing. No new triggers were announced. No new English release
Well,
dates
we
were
don't do
announced.
card reveals in this program. We just do sets where there's no English dates given.
Hey, guess
Or
what?
very little.
Actually, I was lying before. We have all of that now. But first things
Oh
first,
dang.
we're gonna start with they actually surprised everyone today with showing brand new front triggers in set 2. Front triggers with effects.
With
So,
effects.
What? I hate using front triggers though, because I always get confused.
yeah,
Dude,
these
front
actually might
triggers
be
are awesome.
playable now because they have 15k printed shield and they have 4k power, but their effect is when a grade 3, I think specifically, I don't know if it's shoot, I don't remember if it's Vanguard specifically or if your opponent's at grade 3 or greater, when they attack, he gets 5k shield. So it becomes a 20k shield, which is actually very important. Very
But it's
important.
not a sentinel.
It's not a sentinel, no. Yeah.
And
And
draw triggers still are
5k.
groveling in the dirt
Yep.
Yeah.
because they don't even get to be perfect guards
No,
anymore.
did you not know that draw triggers are your discard fodder for your ride
Yep,
chain
that is
or ride
correct.
line?
Quite
Yeah.
clearly, this is what has become revealed unto me.
Yeah.
Yes, you
Uh-huh.
are correct.
So the Dragon Empire is named Blaze Maiden Parama. Then Dark States is Diablos Girls Natalia. And then you got Cardinal Draco and Pyro for
Oh, well, clear
Brant.
Brantgate, clearly
Sorry,
for Orfist.
for Bront Gate.
Yep. Bro.
And then you have Bard of Heavenly Song Alpac for
Okay.
Keter. And then Frenzied Eris for Stoikea. And I like all of their arts a lot, actually. I think they all look really
Is
good.
Frenzied Eris more of a Grand Blue
Yeah, no,
Aquaforce or more of a
she's a ghost.
Neo Nectar Great Nature?
She's a ghost. Not a ghosty, but a
Nice.
ghost.
A gross ghost?
No, she's quite cute.
Okay.
So that's really cool. And these all actually come as rares. So I believe this is the first time Well, no, because there were crits that were rares beforehand, so I take it back. But first time in D that these are not commons. They're going to be rares, which is very interesting. That's cool. Also, we
Well, they're the
have
first triggers with effects.
uh,
True.
say it
True.
again.
They're the first
They're the
triggers with
first
effect.
triggers with effects.
Yeah, in D. Sorry.
In D.
Yep.
Yes.
My brain went somewhere and I got side railed. English release
Oof.
schedule has started or has been revealed, and they revealed it in the Professor Jesus Christ, the producer's
No more
letter.
Professor O, that dude retired.
The producer's letter, which we'll cover later on. Most of it's old information that we already knew. But in June, which is as of right now, this month, the 25th of June Festival Collection comes out. And if you're not,
This is the set
Wait, can
of
we
the reprints.
as we go through as we go
Yep.
through each of these, can you say,
Mhm.
Will, you need to buy this, or Will, don't buy this?
Will, don't buy this. Buy the singles that you need from this. Okay, nice. Moving on. Festival Collection is a reprint set basically, but it does include 10 new cards. You're guaranteed to get those 10 cards in one box, and then one box has 10 packs. One pack has 3 cards, so you get 30 from there. You're not going to get one of everything. You're just going to get one of all the new cards. Each box has guaranteed. In Japan, it was guaranteed 3 SPs in a box. So I'm not sure if the same will be said for the English version. So we'll have to see. But that's the thing. Most of it's going to be reprints of the trial deck cards. You can get SP versions of a lot of different cards from the trial decks. You can get the grade 3s from the trial decks are only available in SPs in this set. So you can't get like a triple rare foiling from them. If you want to foil it, you'll have to buy more starter decks. So you don't. This is not necessary. This is what. Oh, I lost my train of thought. These are going to be cheaper boxes, probably $35 to $40 range. But most of the cards in them aren't great. So if you're trying to buy for collection, I'd still probably just say get some singles for your collection. Don't buy.
But I mean, so like, if I buy a nation set of these, I should have a full SP set of the grade 3s from the trial decks.
I don't think
Since
so.
The grade 3s are only SPs.
So I don't think that they're doing nation sets for this. I don't know.
I mean, you don't know. You don't know.
That's
who
what I
might
said.
Be doing what?
Yeah, that's what I said. I don't know. I haven't seen anything anywhere for them doing this. I don't see this set having been printed a lot, considering it's mostly reprints of just trial deck cards.
All right.
Anyway.
Least interesting set release. Next.
July and August. July 23rd specifically, we get set 2, A Brush with Legends. So that's neat. It's a little bit a week after my birthday.
So this is
nice.
the one that features all the cards that I need to make my favorite decks actually good.
I mean, they're already good now, but they get better.
This is the set that's gonna make Eugene be the best deck in the meta forever.
I'm glad I got that SP Eugene. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
All right. August, nothing happens. August, we take the month off. We all go on vacation like Europe.
Yeah, right. In September 3rd, Revival Collection, which we talked about it last week. We'll touch up on it in a little bit because we got more information coming up. Or collection or selection, I don't remember, one of the two. But there's some interesting stuff in there. And then
hardcore support for Blaster Blade.
That Alfred though.
Alfred.
Everything after this is all going to be determined. So Lyrical Monasteria also supposedly in September. The trial deck specifically. That will be in September, and then in October you'll get the Lyrical Booster, Lyrical Melody, and we'll also get Clan Collection Volume 1 and 2 at the same time.
So that's V support.
V support, correct.
Right?
Yep.
So
Yes.
so September and October is where your wallet gets a hole.
Correct. This is why you save up in August.
Well, I don't. But wait, Revival Collection is reprints,
It's reprints, which
right?
we're gonna get onto that in a
We'll
sec.
get to that in a sec. We'll get to that.
Okay, okay. Because I'm just saying, I have a. I don't think you could do anything more for my Royal Paladin G era deck. It has everything.
Yep.
It really does.
And then let's see. In November, we get DBT 03. So they don't have a name for it, but they labeled it as Five Great Nations. So this has been confirmed not to include Lyrical Monasterio. So I'm
Mm.
just assuming moving forward, if we see something that says Five Great Nations, it's not including Lyrical. So
I told
that's.
you that
Yeah.
lyrical is gonna suffer the same cycle as Bermuda Triangle.
I don't think so.
No, 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 no. I think Cole is right. Is that they will have sets that say something like five, like right Genesis of the Five Greats, or well, a brush with legends doesn't help. But
No, that's a bad name.
anything that says five will omit lyrical. Anything that doesn't say five will include
Yeah.
lyrical.
But
If it
I
says
think
six, then you know for sure lyrical's up in there.
Yeah, I think Lyrical eventually will join the other five. It's just right now they're probably letting the card pools grow to the same amount that Lyrical Monasterio came out swinging with. In
Yeah.
December, we get a new starter deck for a new character introduced in season 2. This is also very clearly $3.99. So
Three. So
$3.
$3.99,
Yeah,
not 350, not 350.
correct.
So
You
let
can't
me
tempt the Loch-Ness
insert
monster with it.
something here that I heard, which we may talk about later, but let me just insert it for the moment. One thing that I saw was, I don't know if it was in the producer's letter. I think it was in the producer's letter, where they basically said, like, we're going to focus on XYZ mechanics for season 1 of the anime, and then like season 2 will have like considerations for other mechanics. And they're like very much basing it on the anime versus just, hey, let's develop a card game, anime follows.
Um, I'm gonna asterisk that. We'll come back to that.
There you go.
Okay, and then in January, this is the last thing that we know. It's going to be DBT 04, Five Great Nations, not including Lyrical Monasterio as well. So after, I think for set 5 and on, we'll probably have lyrical stuff, is what I'm assuming. That could change. Also, note, we did not announce any collab news. So no Monster Strike, no Token Rambu, no Shaman King. That's because specifically in the producer's letter, Mori P said that later in the summer we'll have more to announce on the collaborations. So
Okay.
Bushiroad's moving to quarterly strategy presentations now. So we'll have another one coming up in a couple months
So yeah, he specifically said in the next
in the
strategy
summer.
presentation, that's where they're going to discuss it.
Yep. And so he
Yep.
specifically said the English strategy presentation, which I thought was interesting.
Yes. Well, because the non-Englishes know that they're getting these.
Well,
So
the presentation, because
we're the
English
ones who
didn't.
don't know.
I was gonna say English doesn't normally get presentations. We normally just get dump of information and that's it. So the presentation thing is what was interesting to me. Um, and again, it
Yes,
could just be a
I see
dump
what you're
of the
saying.
Japanese presentation. Who knows? So there's that. All right. Then we move to revival selection news. So this was very interesting to me. I was looking to see pre-orders and stuff. Potomac Distribution has pre-orders for this set at $109 a box, basically $110 a box, which is, I believe, the most expensive MSRP-ish Vanguard set that we've ever had. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Wait, say that again.
I do believe it's the most expensive set.
The most expensive set that we've ever had.
Yeah, I do believe so.
Hmm.
I mean, sets have gotten to that, but it was not the MSRP. It
Yeah.
was like when
No,
the
yeah, the initial is usually was like
$60 a
80.
box or something like
It's
that. Yeah,
it's 50
So
to 60,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, always
But
under $100.
yeah.
with
So
clan
because I know when the whatever dragons came out, Ultima Strides.
oh, Zeroths
That set got expensive, but it was because everybody was just buying it,
for the
buying
Zeroths,
it
yeah.
out for the Dragmas and the Magitas.
So clan selection was going for about $70 to $80, like MSRP around there. And that was the most expensive at the time. But it was also kind of neat because it guaranteed you like the cards.
Mm-hmm.
This also
Yeah.
guarantees you the cards. However, it's all in one set, which is really interesting. Where clan selection was split into two different ones.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you who don't know, a quick rundown on this. This is a I'm gonna call it a premium set, but basically it's just a bunch of reprints slash cards that English never actually got that they're finally bringing over. So there's
Yep.
a couple V premium cards in there, like you're gonna get a Prominence Glare of the Azure Flames or whatever for Gold Paladin, and then you're gonna get
Mm-hmm.
Dragonic Overlord the Turnabout, which is for Kagero. So those have actual like the force and Excel markers on them, but um those are a thing. There are 24 packs in this, and each pack is dedicated to a clan, and they're called clan packs. So everything is already organized by the clan. So you buy one, you're getting literally one of everything, and then you have a chance of getting SP G Guardian specifically. So every clan gets a G Guard, a guaranteed stand trigger, and then you'll get a couple of extra like key reprints, and then it looks like you're getting a grade 3 specifically, and I think one stride, at least one stride. So the grade 3 might not be the best thing for your clan, but yeah. So this set is also just not for everybody. This is only if you're interested in premium, or like most of the cards we've seen, they're every day they're releasing what they're including in these sets, and we're seeing there's a lot of value in these sets. There's a lot of like really good reprints that cards that haven't been reprinted in a while who've gotten expensive because they're played a lot. Like the Shadow Paladin one is nuts. So is the Nova Grappler one. Speaking of, we've seen Royal Paladin, Shadow Paladin, Spike Brothers, Kagero, Asterix on the Kagero. We'll come back to that. Bermuda Triangle, Great Nature, Nova Grappler, and Murakumo. Um,
Yep.
we're gonna come back to the Kagero one because they are reprinting Dragonic Overlord, the Cross, the Legion version, and they actually have a misprint on the actual preview slide thing.
Yeah.
That guy,
They do.
he said he should have when this unit legions,
And
and
it says when this unit is G-string.
yeah, it's when this unit strides, or when it's stridden
Yeah.
upon. Yeah, so like it
Yeah.
can't do that.
No, it cannot. But they're also
And they even
reprinting
have the special symbol for
on the
Legion
top.
20,000.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No. In the text, they
Le-
usually use the symbol for
Legion
Yeah.
the Legion
20.
20,000.
and
Legion
then
20.
underneath there's a symbol for just straight up Legion, but they replaced that with Stride.
Oof.
Dude, I don't even want to
Oof.
get into my
Our
qualm with.
folks
Ooh.
at Bushi Road, they need to get more sleep. That's just like
Well, they're hiring right now, so
I know, right?
they're not
But
hiring
if
for quality control.
I can read the text. I know somebody cut it and put it on, but
hmm yeah,
no,
it's
it needs to be Legion. It needs to be Legion.
the only thing that is different is instead of Legion it just says Stride. Everything else is pretty much the same thing.
Mm.
So
I like that they're reprinting the stand and the victory, which were ridiculous to get.
yeah,
Super expensive cards.
yeah, and I think
I remember that Dragonic Overlord. I pulled an SP when that set came out. Sold it for $100.
don't
Insane.
Mhm.
yeah, don't doubt that.
Insane. That Kagero tax is real.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well, and if Daniel taught us anything, is stand triggers win games.
Oh yeah.
Stand triggers win games, man. They win championships.
Exactly.
And Triggers win
Oh,
championships.
speaking of, that's pretty much everything for this. Actually, real quick, next week we get the ride lines for Dragonic Overlord and Phantom Blaster Dragon for the encounter cards for set 2.
Okay.
The
Cool.
encounters. So
Encounters, yeah.
they're sort of spiritual reintroductions into Overdress.
Yep. So, this last week, it just happened a couple days ago for as of recording, the Bushiroad, I think it was the Weiss Springfest Online and Premium Springfest Online happened. Um,
Hmm.
the Sunako TCG, her YouTube channel, she won for Europe. Um, I can't remember her name. I think it's like Eva something. So she won. Uh, and Jaime, Commander Jaime, got second place for the North America time zone
Oh, nice.
slot.
Cool.
So, and
Hmm.
then Solemn got like top 4, I
So the
think,
thing
for
is, we've
Europe.
got to become real
Vanguard players.
Vanguard YouTube content
Yeah.
creators to become winners at this game.
Or you just be really good players like they are, and we're
A
not.
little both, little column A, little column B.
Yeah. So,
All right, who won Europe?
I think it was Eva something. God, I don't remember her name. And then Solemn came in fourth. Solemn actually played Grand Blue, and I love his deck profile. I think it is very clever. It's
Does it have Beatrice?
it is all for Beatrice. Yeah. It's more of a
Hmm.
tanky build, and I think the way that it works and the way that he built it, the way he explains it, I think is really cool. A lot of thought went into that deck. And then Jaime put up
Nice.
his number 2. He played aggro Fenrir, and obviously he did very well with that. Um, but I haven't watched his video yet. But go watch those deck profiles. Guys did pretty good. Let's see.
Well, let's get to this.
Uh,
Let's get to this.
the producer's letters.
Producer's letter.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I
So
have it open in front of me. Then
for the most part, all of this information is stuff that we went over last week. Nothing is too new. He did address the power creep, and then that product came out too quickly for V Series, which is very nice to hear again. Um, they do not intend on adding any new overtriggers until after season 3 of the anime, give or take. So that's where the new mechanics.
so that and yeah, that's what I was referencing. So the paragraph, I'll just read it for folks.
Mhm.
It says, as far as the production of the animation goes, we have already announced season 1 and season 2 of Overdress. Until we draw closer to the release of season 3, we do not intend to add any new overtriggers other than the 5, one for each great nation, that were introduced in the first booster pack, Godai Seiki no Reimi, Genesis of the Five Greats. Sentinels, also known as Perfect Guard cards, will receive the same treatment, and we do not intend to release any new Sentinels until further down the line, although we will release different versions of the already existing cards with alternate art or alternate foiling, etc. The management team's intention is for the main units and triggers used by the main characters in the animation to continue to be an important part of deck building. So, I mean, the interesting thing to me is like, yes, number one, grab your over triggers now, kids. Get your Sentinels because they're gonna be around for at least a year and a half. Um, but the other thing is, it's just like they're tying it so closely to the animation and basically saying, the game will change as the animation changes, and like that's like I don't know. That's troubling to me somewhat because I prefer to think of the game as driving the animation and not the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just the way that this is worded, and it's probably just the way that it's worded that it sounds like it's the opposite, right? We
Yeah.
introduce characters and then they influence how the game is developed, and not the game is developed and then we introduce characters to match that.
Yep.
But
Yep.
that's the one thing that I also mentioned a couple episodes ago about how the anime before was like the driver for new
Yeah, it was a
cards.
commercial for new cards.
Because like
Hmm.
yeah, like oh, I'm putting down this new unit, and they showed us the art, and then like the character does the skill or whatever, and then a couple like maybe days later we get the actual version of the card itself.
Mm-hmm.
So in some way, shape, or form, the anime was driving the game.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, there used to be times when people would watch the anime and see a new card and try to guess what the skill of the card
Yeah, I remember
Remember
that.
that? That was great.
because it was announced on the anime first. I don't know.
Yeah. It's definitely a different time. That's for sure. So that was interesting. And then also when they're talking about the PG prints and whatnot, they're talking about like alternate arts or foilings and stuff like promos basically. Because I know the Dragon Empire one's gonna be a shop promo pretty soon, I think. So keep out a lookout for that. And then he talked about the encounter cards. So essentially, they just want to preserve the rich history that Vanguard has had over the last 10 years. They don't want to like completely go over the fact that Blaster
Ignore
Blade
it.
exists. Yeah, ignore
Hmm.
the fact that Blaster Blade exists. And he doubled down on how infrequently they're going to appear, and how the tie in with the lore website and whatnot. And he also said he can't confirm on how frequent they will be. But then he talked about the stride lore mechanic that we talked about last week, and then there
Yeah.
might be encounters from different timelines or whatever. So like they could do a lot with these encounter cards, and they have plans for years out. So literally, it's a handful of cards you get probably once, maybe twice a year, and that's about it. So I wouldn't worry too much about them.
Yep.
And then he also confirmed that revival selection or collection, whatever you want to call it, sets like those are going to be the norm moving forward. Probably like a yearly. Here's kind of like a needed
A
reprint
V
thing.
booster or a premium booster or something like that.
He said specifically revival collection selection in the producer's letter, which is different because for the most part that's an English that has always been an English exclusive set.
Yes.
So, and he said that for now it's going to remain English exclusive, but didn't exactly confirm that it's only English exclusive. So, it could be brought to
But
Japan later
but
on.
it's traditionally been an English set that reprints G era cards and promos that we didn't get
Yep.
in English,
Yep.
and
Uh,
therefore breaks the game.
Yep.
yeah, Mike the Shipwright, man. Ooh, better watch out.
Oof. Break a game.
Disgusting.
Cole, it
Hard
broke
hits.
you.
Hard hit scrappers.
Or it made
Uh,
me. He fixed me. Uh, uh,
so
yeah, go ahead.
no. Keep going. Keep going.
So this
'Cause
is
I
the
was
part.
just gonna read the next point.
Yeah, this is the one that I thought that was the most interesting. Regarding the newly launched Nation Fights, which is their new format for how they release stuff. We are aiming for globally synchronized development, focusing on the 5 great nations plus lyrical monasterio. What does that sound like to you guys?
Well, it sounds like that would inspire you to tweet at the producer, and he would like your tweet without
I
answering.
know, right?
Yeah.
Senpai, senpai,
Notice
it doesn't. It's not
me.
enough to notice.
What?
It's not enough to
Yeah,
notice.
I know.
You have to
So for
reply as
He
well.
so
he's
for me,
taking his
nation
notes.
fights mean like tournaments based on one nation.
Oh no. So this instead of going from clan fight, we're going to nation fight. Is what this means.
Okay.
So
Because
what?
I'm thinking when I read nation fights, I mean like you will have like a tournament where every player is playing Dragon Empire and everybody has different builds for the same deck.
Yeah. So what?
No,
It
no, no, no.
it's really just aiming for
'Cause the old
globally
format was
synchronized.
clan fight where you could only use cards from one clan. Yeah.
Yeah. What really stuck out to me is aiming for globally synchronized development. So that sounds like they kind of want to get on a global release. To me, that's what that sounds like. Or honestly, it could just be that they're thinking of globe. I can't think of any other thing that doesn't mean like a global release. Um,
Like going into a global release schedule. I
yeah, that
mean, then how will Japan drive our meta?
Well,
they mentioned it
that's what
later
they're
on.
trying to get away from.
Yeah, they mentioned it later on. I didn't take too much note, like take any notes about it. But basically, he didn't reference. He acknowledged that Japan was some people in Japan were complaining that that because they're focusing more on a global approach that they would leave Japan out of it or something. He was just reassuring that that's not going to happen.
How? What?
Did I?
That doesn't make
Am I
any
misremembering
They
that?
want to be
sense.
special little snowflakes. We can let them be special
Well,
little
it's just like,
snowflakes.
I mean, okay, global synchronization doesn't mean, okay, English is going to start getting things
No.
first. No, it means that everybody gets everything at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. So I could be totally misremembering that. I skimmed it because I didn't think it pertained to me the second time, right before we were to record this, because I didn't take notes on it.
Hmm.
So if you want to read it, which I highly recommend, it's on the official website. It's in the news information thing. And just go ahead and give it a quick read. They did acknowledge, actually, the VR reprint protection. This is a really big thing. He said until December 31st, 2022, they do not have any plans on reprinting VRs. So, in his um, not excuse, but reasoning. There we go. Reasoning was they wanted to protect the value of VRs so that uh, Japanese shops and whatnot, or not just Japanese, but shops that support V Premium, like those VRs still hold value, which I think is kind of BS personally. But
Yeah.
because you want people to play Vmium or V Premium, give them affordable cards. Like, there's no reason I should be paying $30 for a Maelstrom card, like an OG Maelstrom in V
Yeah.
Premium. That's ridiculous, and stuff like that.
Um,
Because if I have to choose, if
eh,
you make me choose between spending money on D series and spending money on V Premium, I am gonna spend it on the new format, which
Mm-hmm.
is what most people will be playing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
all right, let me read something from the letter back to the previous point that might provide additional information or clarification or confusion for people, right? So there's two paragraphs next to each other that kind of inform each other. So it says, for the time being, there will be differences in development for clan fights, V Premium, Premium, depending on the language version. The differences in the above products are a good example of this. It is not realistic to immediately integrate these long existing formats, and we believe that products like Revival Selection, which exist to bridge the gaps in development, will be necessary for a while. Regarding the newly launched nation fights, we are aiming for globally synchronized development, focusing on the five nations in Lyrical Monasterio. So to me, what he's saying is the anything that's clan based, they won't be able to have a global same time release,
Mm-hmm.
but anything that's nation based, they're driving to have a global simultaneous release. Or anything that's nation based, we won't miss out on any promos.
That would be awesome.
Well,
That would be amazing.
we still
That would
haven't
be
we still
amazing.
haven't gotten like the five promos that Japan got when the first set came out, which
That's all right.
anyway, it's fine.
Nobody.
But
Nobody
yeah,
cares
no, I
about that.
think that makes more sense. More like the nation stuff is guaranteed for every region, whereas the
Hmm.
clan stuff is going to be distributed to the regions that specifically need them. Like he mentioned Thai and the Italian format as well. So like to
Hmm.
catch them up.
Hmm.
Um, so that would make more sense than just an actual global release. Um, so that makes more sense. Okay, and then real quick, he acknowledged at the end, uh, a couple weeks ago, I believe it was. There's a Golden Phoenix Gaming, big 100-man tournament in Florida that happened. I had a friend who was commentating that, and he acknowledged that that existed, and that was pretty cool to see that such a big turnout happened. He was also very worried that, hoping that they stayed safe and all that stuff. Um, but
Yep.
Yes.
so that was really cool. And then, as always, he's open to feedback. Just make sure that you're not being a jerk, because come on, you
Yes.
don't need to be a jerk to give constructive
Still
feedback.
people. Still people.
Yeah,
Still
still
dealing with
people.
people.
So
All right. So Cole, you
Very
hijacked.
exciting. I love the openness.
Yes, I really do. I like that they're being clear. I don't know. I honestly, for playing this game for however long I've been playing it, seeing them driving a global synchronized development release development slash release schedule kind of like scares me because how would we even do like card reveals, right? Because we do, and I've complained about this before, right? Where we do sets like 2-3 months in advance because that's when Japan is getting their reveals, right? Because for them the set it's like next month, but for us it's like 3 months away. So thinking, if they do go into like a global type of situation, then how would that change? But
Well,
that's just stupid.
I mean, like we already get English translations of the slides immediately, like every Tuesday morning on Twitter and Facebook.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's as like if that were to happen, I don't think it would be as big of a problem like to overcome, or as big of a
Yeah.
hoop to overcome,
Oh yeah,
hurdle,
no,
whatever.
definitely not. Definitely not. It's just
It's
it's just gonna be weird that you've been doing this the one way for so long,
mm-hmm.
and it's gonna be changing or
Yeah, we
something.
can always change.
Yeah, I don't
Always be
Not
open to change.
not a bad thing.
kind of going back on the and globalization global release because I do think it's probably more like the nation will be a everyone gets the nations, but the clan ones will go to the regions that actually need them. So
Okay.
that's what I think
Yep.
personally.
All right.
All right.
Question of the week.
Pergunta of the week.
Pregunta de la semana. Traído ustedes por Col Macun.
Herman McCune, sir,
Excuse.
get it right.
Herman
Perdón.
Mekune.
Traído ustedes por Col Germán Macun. Okay. There you go. Spanish bit. Question of this week is brought to us by our very own Cole McCune. And he's
Herman
asking,
Cole Herman
oh
McCune.
my god, dude.
It's
His
that's my
Twitter
legal
handle is Paul
name.
McCune. That's okay. If I were to use my full legal name in this program, we would be here forever.
You know that's fair.
Because, I'm Alan Camacho, but, I can go by Alan Rafael Camacho Matos if you want me to.
That is not the question of the
Whatever.
week.
Cole wanted to ask everybody and whoever's around, what are you all playing? What deck did you think you were going to love, but actually ended up hating? Or what deck you kind of said, like, you know what, I'm just going to give it a try because whatever. And then after playing it, you're like, oh my God, I love this deck. I did not see
That's not how
myself
I roll.
playing. I did not see myself playing Dragon Empire and enjoying playing Dragon Empire.
Same.
But you were always Flames of the Apocalypse.
No, I was not.
That was Jack.
That was Jack.
Oh,
I always liked Kagero,
well,
but
we're
I
so
could
similar.
never. But I could never pay that Kagero tax. I just could not pay that Kagero tax.
Yeah.
I always wanted to play it, but I could
True.
not afford it.
Maybe that's what confused me is that you always
but I
wanted to
just
get
could not.
into
The
it.
only deck
but
that I actually got into for Kagero was Blade Master, and it's because I bought it for super cheap when it started, and people thought it was bad.
Blade Master is real cool.
Real Master's very good. But anyway, for me it was Dragon Empire. I played. I knew that from Keter I only wanted to play Bastion,
Mm-hmm.
and Bastion is very good. I built Magnolia. I haven't tried it, and one of my plans is to sit down and build Dark States, build Diabolos right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know if I will play Barrow Magnus. I've never been much about the DI playstyle of adding stuff into your soul.
Yeah, I don't know if that one's really for you.
I'm more of the let's go.
Yeah, like the more aggro build, I think Bruce would be
Yes,
would benefit.
Yeah, either aggro or somewhat control, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But mostly aggro. If it's aggro control, it's beautiful. If this attack hits the Vanguard, retire Rearguard? Yes. Count me in.
So I've only gotten to play Aurora Valkyrie, but we'll see because I'm in weekly league now for June.
Battle
So
for last
I
place.
will get to
Battle
play
for last
not
place.
Aurora Valkyrie. No, in weekly league. I do well, although for some reason I have the same win-loss rate
Dude.
as other people, but I come in fourth. But
Dude,
whatever.
I ended up third place last month, and I was like, how did I end up third?
it's
I
it's all
kinda
about
sus.
who
Kinda
you beat.
sus.
I got
Yeah,
second.
true that.
Hmm.
You did. You did. You did. That you did,
Yes.
sir.
Did Cole beat you,
Yeah.
Alan?
Did we
Oh,
play?
No, we didn't play.
Oh,
No, we actually did, I think, for last month. We played like after the show, and you kind of just trampled me because my deck didn't do anything.
checks out.
all right.
Checks out.
Here's the real question of the week,
Mm.
which we don't need an answer tonight, but I need you kids to ponder. Is Pharaoh Magnus a pale moon or a dark irregular?
Dark irregular.
I think he's a pale moon.
Nah, I think
He's
he's
like,
dark
I'm a
irregular.
magnet magician. I do tricks with magnets.
I-
Tisms. Either way.
That's actually really funny.
Is that question of the week?
That's a
Cole,
side
did
question.
you have an
Like,
answer?
oh, for me, um, I would agree. Mine. I haven't played everything that I've built so far, but I really like Virina. I think that's a really fun and it's a very rewarding deck if you play it correctly. It's not Unga Bunga because managing your Trick Stars and your Virinas is so important, and knowing when to counterblast for what skills is it's
Yeah.
very thought provoking, and I really enjoyed it.
You agree?
I thought it'd be like a really dumb like Bastion, just throw things down, but no.
Yeah.
Everything has a purpose, and needing to know when to play things, it was very rewarding to play.
Yeah. I do want to say something about Bastion, and the real thought process for Bastion is guarding.
Or don't guard.
That's or just take everything, but the real thought process for Bastion is guarding. That's like the high ceiling with that deck.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
Anyway.
So I like that. I like it a lot. Things that I've tried that I don't really like. Uh, I have a like bare bones Bastion, like rare, only rares deck, and I don't like that at all. And that's about the only thing that I haven't tried that I like Zorga a lot, but I'm not proficient enough with Zorga. Like that's one that I'm gonna have to like actually practice with.
Mm.
I can't just like pick it
Okay.
up like Grand Blue in V era and just kind of like wing it and figure it out as I go. I have to build the deck, know why I put the cards in the deck, and then use them how they're supposed to be used in order to actually pop off. So also, I hate Cursed Soul Wriggles in Agony or
Oh my God.
Squirms in Agony. I think is what it's called now. I hate
Yeah.
that card so much. Like it's
Why?
I don't need Mill 4 in my deck. I have Mill 3 with Hendrina
Well,
that
then
I can
take it
recycle.
out.
That's the best thing. When set 2 comes out, that's the first thing that's going. That is the first thing that's getting out of there.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. Now,
Dag nabbit.
Curse
Yeah.
Souls Rigorously in Agony it's such a double edge.
It's actively bad in my opinion. I think it's doing more than what the deck needs or wants. If we didn't have Hendrina,
Okay.
then but yeah. Anyway,
All right.
What-
Anybody who wants to submit a question of the week for us, drivecheckpodcast@gmail.com is our email address. You could submit it to through Twitter, drive_check. You can join our Discord, no cost for that. Just write to us by email or Twitter to ask for a link to get into our Discord.
or our show notes.
Everyone is welcome as long as you're a nice person and not a
We
jerk.
know
Um,
who is a jerk and who is not. We will find you. And we
Yes,
will kick you out.
we have a direct connection to Santa Claus. If anyone has seen that picture of me when I was in Milwaukee on December 31st, 2018, you know I have a direct connection to Santa Claus. Please give us our podcast a review in your podcast service of choice. If it's iTunes, you have to give us a 5-star review. Thanks to Zach Boydis for our intro and our outro music. I talked to him today. We're playing there are games that you can play in the text messaging on your iPhone, and
Yeah,
we are
I've heard of
playing.
that.
Battleship.
What's the wait? No, what's the one where you put the beer into the solo cups
Beer
and the
pong.
ping pong
Beer
ball?
pong.
Beer pong. We are playing beer pong in our text messages. What a life! What a world we have come to. Thanks to Zach Boydis. If you would like to contribute to our Patreon to help fund some future developments, expansions, and things that are going to make your Cardfight Vanguard life better, and or just more prizes for us to send out to you wonderful patrons, patreon.com/drivecheck, all one word. Can go to our website, drivecheck.net, to get links to our YouTube content, to our deck builder. Supposedly it's exportable to Tabletop Simulator,
Hmm.
but all I got was a big picture, so
That's
I
what. No, that's what you
don't
need.
know how that works.
You take the picture, and then when you
You
upload it,
and you
you
just
gotta.
you Tabletop Simulator says I can take this picture and
Yeah,
You
turn
have
it
to.
into something
and build
else.
a
You
deck.
have to go into the deck builder portion, which is not actually in the app for Tabletop Simulator, but it's in the files of it.
Dang, somebody write some documentation for this. Will Anderson is almost 50 years old. I
It's
can't figure it out by
it's
looking at a
super
picture.
super
Oh,
easy. I'll get you
oof.
sorted out. Don't worry.
We now, I won't say we, but I guess we're all implicated, much like some sort of horrible dictatorship. Cole is producing TikToks.
Yeah.
You can find us on TikTok, Drive Check Podcast. He does pass the shorts by Alan and I before they are published for our approval. We have approved them. I think they're great. I
They're
think
really
they're
good.
very enjoyable.
Yeah.
So
Thanks.
please look for those
Oh.
and enjoy them, and then get back to your normal TikTok dances. I've asked Cole to start doing some TikTok dances, but he refused to do so.
I'm not great at dancing.
Once again, email drivecheckpodcast@gmail.com, Twitter @drive_check, uh, me @washing the sink. Cole, did you have additional commentary? If
Not.
not, then what is
Yeah.
your Twitter?
What
Oh,
is your
oh, actually,
Twitter?
let us know if
There
you
it is.
guys.
There it is. The additional commentary.
Hmm.
I actually just wanted feedback on if you guys actually miss card reveals or not. That now that we haven't done it for like a solid month or so in the actual
Yeah.
podcast.
And yet we still managed to talk for an hour and 10
I know.
minutes.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
Yeah, it's a lot. So I just want to know because
I mean, you're doing card reveals on the TikTok, aren't you?
it's hard. I can't keep up. I don't have enough time to do them. I want to do them every day and actually put thought into them and edit them, and I don't
No,
have
no,
time
no.
to do
Take
it.
out the thought. Just reveal that card.
Well, then
Yep.
we're just doing W slasher, and why would I want to do that? Because anyway,
Because you're cuter.
Cole. Well, thanks. Oh man, what was this? Cole underscore McCune, COLE underscore MCCUNE.
All right. And I am at Crutones. CRUTONES. No extra commentary from me. All right. Old card of the day. Ascendant Liberator Barb Truk. This was a great 0 gold paladin card. I don't know if it was a starter.
Crit
I think it
trigger,
was a
crit
starter.
trigger,
It was a
baby.
trigger.
Real good.
Awesome. It had an auto. Put this unit at the bottom of your deck. When this unit is placed on rearguard circle, you may pay the cost. And if you do, look at the top 4 cards of your deck. So up to 1 card with bluish flame, and it's a card name. From among them, reveal it to your opponent. Put it in your hand and shuffle your deck. That card was good. Very
Yep.
good. Very good.
I did the random card of the day, and that popped up, and I'm like, oh
That
my
popped
god,
out,
all of
yeah.
those memories that I have with
Yeah.
that card.
That card was very good.
People accusing me of slow playing because I'm playing Bluish Flames. What do you want from me? I shuffle my deck 16 times a turn. I check the top
Yeah.
thing. I can't go any faster. Anyway, sorry. It brought back all those memories of that.
All
So.
right. All right. So thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Drive Check Podcast. A certain kill with 1 shot, and then to repeat it over and over and over.
Is that because
He keeps pulling
Barb
cards out of the
Truck-
deck. Yeah.
back into the what goes
Yep.
back into the deck.
Yeah, she goes back into the deck. It's a good card.
What made Bluish Flames different than the other gold paladins?
It
Besides the fact that you
The
had to build your deck completely as Bluish
no,
Liberators,
Flames.
you built it as Liberators. Bluish Flames were just the main grade 3 units that
Principal.
yeah, it was
That's
just the
what they
Legion. That's just what they were called, and they look cool. And the cards kind of had like those cards that worked well with it had the bluish flames around them. They weren't actually called
Yeah.
bluish flames.
Mm-hmm.
So this is actually, I think, the only card that references bluish flame as part of a name instead of a full name. So it's very interesting. This came
What I've
in G
learned
era, by the way.
from My Hero Academia is that the blue flame people are
Oh.
the bad guys.
Again.
Oh my God!
All right, I'm done recording.
I'm not.
Stop
I'm not spoiling that for you, Will. But ooh. All right. Wesley, encounters are literally just ride lines that are being introduced in this, and a ride line is a grade 0, grade 1, grade 2, and grade 3. The grade 3 being like the main unit of that deck. But basically, they're just to tie in with the lore on the website. They'll have effects, which we'll get next week, but they're going to be playable in premium as well, but they're specifically for that clan that the clan that is printed on them. So like Kagero for Dragonic Overlord, he specifically has the Kagero symbol in the bottom right hand, so he can only be played in Kagero premium decks. Whereas, let's say Nirvana can be played in any Dragon Empire deck because it doesn't have that specific requirement.
But the main thing is they are old Vanguard cards
Or
that
future.
are playable in Overdress.
Yeah, and I don't know. I haven't been able to confirm officially if they're playable in V Premium 2, because I've seen translated V Premium and Premium, and that doesn't seem right to me. So I'm not sure.
We don't know. So
yeah.
they've only revealed two:
Mhm.
Dragonic Overlord and Phantom Blaster Dragon.
But we know the grade 2s for those two.
And they specifically said, "What? No. But I mean, those ride lines."
Yeah.
And they've said specifically that they're only doing like 2 or 3 encounters per year.
Yeah.
So it's like Dragonic Overlord, Phantom Blaster Dragon. We may get one more this year, maybe Blaster Blade,
Not this
maybe
year.
not Blaster Blade.
Not until
but
March.
It's not. Yeah. So
Of next year.
yeah.
Next year.
So it's not like every clan will have an encounter card every year. It's like over the next 5 or 6 years, we may get encounters for every clan. We may not.
Yeah.
So Phantom Blaster Dragon.
Phantom Blaster Dragon is
It is a
Shadow
Shadow
Paladin.
Paladin.
Yep.
Yes.
And dude, guarding with Bastion is the hardest thing in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
It
rough.
really is.
And-
it really is.
Lore-wise, the encounters are basically there were like 2 Utes from Keter Sanctuary that were out exploring the world, and they came across a cave and they saw like the spirits of these
Old cards.
older units in the cave, like they hallucinated or something.
They
and-
ate some bad fungi. I don't imagine them.
Ooh.
Hey, I said fungi, all right?
That's fine. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I know many fun guys.
All right.
Cole's a fun guy. Cole's a fun
Cool.
guy. Cole's a
I got
Cole
literally
Herman
Cole
McCune
Herman
is a
McCune.
fun guy. Alan
not
Rafael Camacho
Matos.
de Madagascar de Matos de Patatos de Chicharrones de.
You know how much grief Will gave me because I just bought a bag of chicharrones randomly and just
Oh.
ate a bag of chicharrones for myself.
The problem is that we left his house and then like we stopped and got food and he ate some of that food and then we went into the car shop, and then we're like leaving, and we go to the gas station. And he buys some more food, but the thing is, on the way from like when we got to his house, we were going to be eating pizza. I was like, I need to save all my calories for one slice of
Screw that.
pizza, and you're like, I had a donut, I had a chicharrones bag of chicharrones, I had sausage and
So
cheese
I got
thing, and
I
then
got news for you. So I started I started counting my macros again, and
nice.
God Jesus has it been an eye opener about how bad I eat.
It
It is
it
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 is
it's.
insane how bad I eat. Insane.
I mean,
I don't hit my protein mark. I do hit like my carbs and my fat constantly, but my protein I'm always
mhm.
like 100 or 80 or 90 below every time. And I need to like switch that. I need to adjust so I eat more protein and less carbs. So I've been making more
Yeah,
conscious decisions about what I eat and when I eat it and how I eat it.
that's why like my two go-to foods, especially since I'm starting to lift heavier, which is becoming more important to me as the gym is open. I don't have to wear a mask at the gym, so I can really push my lifts
Oh,
now.
nice.
Um, I always like I do my whey protein every morning.
That's one thing I gotta get in the
Uh,
habit of
I
doing.
I yeah, I will have like up to 4 scoops of whey protein a day, which is about 100 grams of protein, but I am aiming for 200 grams of protein every day.
Yeah, no.
Um, and I also get, which a lot of grocery stores have, but you have to be careful. You have to get it from the good grocery store because the bad grocery stores, it's kind of gross and wet. But it's like they take their rotisserie chicken that's left over and then they turn it into pulled
Oh,
chicken.
into
And
like
Hmm.
it's
shredded
basically
chicken. Yeah.
just, yeah, it's
Yeah.
shredded chicken with no skin,
Yep.
Yeah, I used to
right?
do
So
that.
you just get that really lean chicken. And this is what I do. There's two things I'll do. Number one, most common, I get a low calorie, and you can get a low carb barbecue sauce. Throw that on
Hmm.
top.